Hello and welcome to another episode of Offworld Beyond. My name is Eliot, aka Lbots, and I'm joined by my co-host.
Luna, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Another sunny afternoon here in beautiful New Westminster. If this is your first time tuning in, this is going to be our podcast where we talk all things game dev. We talk about the industry. We talk about our own experiences. We talk about just the love of video games that we have here. Because why else would we work at a video game studio, right?
Exactly.
Today's topic is going to be a fun one. It's a new start to a new series within the Offworld Beyond podcast.
Yes.
Multiverse, universe, cineverse, podcastverse.
I don't know. What would you call it? Yeah.
But this one's going to be about our kind of like our first real love for a specific game.
Yes.
And obviously with us being at Offworld, we're known for making tactical shooter games like Squad 44, and then you obviously have your co-op bug blasting, Starship Troopers Extermination. And so we thought it would be a fun topic to start off with is what is my first real love of a first person shooter. You know, talking about it, doing a little research, you know, you gotta do a little research to know your facts. Can't be spewing stuff that we don't know exactly what we're talking about, right? And it was funny to talk about because we're like, oh, what is our actual like first person shooter you ever played? And then we're like, oh, it's definitely got to be the one I'm going to pick, which, you know, and you're like, wait, what about like GoldenEye?
GoldenEye for the N64.
Yeah. And I was like, wait, there's also Perfect Dark. I played like, I know Perfect Dark came out after, but I played so much Perfect Dark as well. And then that got me thinking, like, I also played Doom. I played Dark Forces 1 and 2.
Classic.
I played Descent. I played a lot of different first person shooters, but my first two real shooters, like first person shooters, were actually MechWarrior 2.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. And,
love MechWarrior.
And then Star Wars X-Wing versus TIE Fighter.
Nice.
Both
is that a
games,
first-person shooter?
Yeah, because you're flying in the ship.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
like, it's not like you're like what you would consider like.
Yeah, you don't have the third person.
You call it a first-person game.
Yeah.
But it's not like what we now know as FPS games, which FPS games is usually typically with a gun of some sort, right?
Yes.
But these were my first like first-person view games, I guess is the best way to put it, right?
Yeah.
And I played that with and I don't know if y'all remember this, but like the Sidewinder joystick, like that's what I played with.
Yes.
It was a lot of fun. Being a kid, like I had no idea what I was doing except for aim and just push the trigger.
They gotta bring back those like controller specific games.
Yeah.
Like where they come with a specific controller.
Oh yeah, that was back in the day. But like physical media is dead now. Like it ain't happening.
It makes me so sad.
Everyone has to go get their own peripherals and stuff like that. But yeah, like those are my first like real first person games. But the topic that we have here that we really want to talk to is about my actual like game that I've dove. And I'm not trying to quantify this by hours played, but I played a lot of this game, and that was Counter-Strike.
And that's really what set off your love of being a sweaty, competitive shooter guy.
You know what's funny is that within the community team, we did the gamer profile thing just to see like where everyone lands at.
Yes.
And it's funny because like the 3 out of the 5 of us landed on like more like the shared co-op kind of adventure
teamwork style. We're all about teamwork.
Yeah, right. And then
our manager is
and then Siege and then Siege I think landed on he was like between me and you guys where he was more like he still liked doing that stuff, but he also liked doing like the more of the competitive and like tactical stuff. And me is just like far off to the edge of like only like competitive, like grindy, like doesn't care about like the shared adventure, just what can I do to win? Like,
you get bored real quick.
That's the thing. We were playing Satisfactory, and I was just like,
he got so bored.
Got into it, but I was just like, oh, I want to do something because like, we were just waiting.
We told you what to do.
I know, but then at a certain point, I got bored, right? Like, but Deep Rock Galactic was fun because it's shooting and like it's still teamwork and co-op, but like actual actions happen.
Shout out to them because we played Starship Troopers with the Deep Rock.
Yeah, we did a little bit of dev interview.
Shout out to
I don't know if we can do a little thumbnail or something pop up somewhere, but our editor Tim can handle that.
Yes.
But yeah, getting back to the topic at hand, Counter-Strike. You know, this game really cemented my love for shooters. Because, you know, if you don't know what Counter-Strike is, first of all, you've lived under a rock because that is like a mainstay staple at this point.
Yeah.
It's one. I'm not going to say it's the pioneer of FPS games, but it's the pioneer of tactical shooters is what I'll say. Because I think prior to really like Counter-Strike coming out, like even with GoldenEye and Perfect Dark, you're kind of running around just like
set level,
like in an arena and just like shooting each other, doing pickups and stuff like upgrades. And all that's done really from like the Doom / Unreal Tournament kind of style of games. Counter-Strike really kind of like obviously with the roots of Half-Life, but Counter-Strike itself, which was It's funny enough, it was a mod itself of Half-Life that then Valve bought because they loved the beta there, and so they wanted to fold it in officially as part of their lineup of games. And if you know anything about Offworld, our roots are all based on modding because Project Reality, which was a mod of Battlefield 2, is what started Offworld basically to create a game from Project Reality, which ended up becoming Squad. So there's a lot of roots of modding. And so like that's what's so cool about this is the fact that these guys were two people who were modders. And then Valve loved it so much that they bought it from them. And then obviously now
I hope they got a good
Counter-Strike 2. I'm sure they did. I don't know. I think one of them still works there.
Nice.
I don't 100% know. I can't remember the details. But
what was it? Well, like when you first played Counter-Strike, can you remember back all those years ago?
I think
decades.
Like what it really started scratching. So like I grew up playing a lot of sports, and like it really scratched that itch of like playing as a team to win, but also that as an individual player you can carry, essentially, because you could be the one out fragging everybody, and you can hard carry your team that way. Now, mind you, my gameplay style is not like that. Like when I'm playing games now, I'm very much like utility map, like more like strategic kind of focus. I think it's coming with age. Not to call myself old, but like
I would like to object because every time we play Squad, you pick medic and then you run away.
Okay, hold up. That was when I first started working here. I'm now like doing a lot more squad leading.
Yes, you're doing really good at squad leading.
Yeah, so I'm doing a lot with the like interfacing with command and also kind of learning on the fly because there's a lot to learn. And this came. I'm sure you guys may have caught my first stream. I haven't done another one since, but we're going to restart these.
We got to do more streams.
Where I'm learning how to squad lead and learning tips and like getting like pointers and working with people to become a better squad leader because there was a playtest internally.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, Luna, why don't you squad lead? And you're like, why do I have to squad lead? And I was like, okay, Siege, why don't you squad lead? And he's like, why do I have to squad lead? And I'm like, and everyone, I'm like going down to listen. Everyone's like, then like, why don't you squad lead? And I'm like, I don't know how to. And they're like, you guys gave me that like look of like, like
kind of know, but I'm not good at it.
I mean, but like at the time, you were
had more knowledge than
more knowledge and infinitely better than me, right? Like, and so it was like, okay, as someone,
I'm gonna clip that by the way and keep replaying it of you saying that I'm better than you.
Wow, taken out of context. Thanks, Luna.
I love that. I got a good sound clip there. God. Got him.
Anyways, I was like, I can't force my team to be squad leads if I can't even do it myself, right? And so like that's where that kind of stuff from, and like this is where like I think the grinding, like competitive, like challenge part of stuff that like I like to chase. Like not saying I'm a completionist because I'm the opposite of that. I don't like completing games like 100%. I don't think I even have a single like platinum trophy across any of the games I've ever played.
Oh, really? Okay.
It's just I don't seek that.
So you know what? I'm kind of the same. I don't finish games. I just restart them. Like I've
it's funny because now this is going to go off a tangent. Like you say this because I know what game you're referring to, which is either any of the Fallout games or Skyrim.
Yeah.
I played. These are games I've never played before.
Yeah. That's okay. That's the real tragedy here. Okay. You work in games and you haven't played.
Okay, hold on. We want to go down this this road of like what validates like what is a gamer or a game dev like person like.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. Why I like Counter-Strike so much was that like it was this like new kind of like slower paced, but like just as tense. I think it's the tension that really I love because like if you fall back, like you fall down, like let's say you lose a couple teammates and all of a sudden it's like 3v5 and then but you're able to then clutch and like get the win in the round. It's like such an exhilarating feeling. The adrenaline.
Really good.
Oh, I remember like getting the shakes really bad when I was like first playing Counter-Strike. I do remember this, like playing Counter-Strike the first time and like clutching like a 1v4 or like getting the round win, like when like the timer's almost up and you clutch the bomb defuse. Like I remember getting shakes, like the early adrenaline shakes because I just wasn't used to it, right? Like now it's a little different because
now it's whatever.
Yeah, whatever. No, I don't get the adrenaline shakes, but I still get the adrenaline spikes when playing.
Yeah,
right?
Like the first few competitive games that I played, like I would be sitting loading and just being like, oh my god,
nerves, a little bit of nerves.
So anxious.
I'm playing against real people,
people, not bots.
Yeah, and that's where like I think Counter-Strike really, and like for those who don't know what Counter-Strike is, like okay, just to accept that like not everybody who's tuning in is gonna know, and there are at this point thousands and thousands upon new games that are released like every year, every day, every month. Like Counter-Strike is a 5v5 tactical shooter where you have two teams. You have a counter-terrorist team and a terrorist team fighting over a map. and terrorists are either trying to blow up the bomb site or keep the counter-terrorists from rescuing the hostages. And then the counter-terrorists are obviously doing the opposite, where they're trying to eliminate the terrorist or defuse the bomb or rescue the hostages. But for the sake of this episode, we're going to probably talk mostly about the bomb defusal mode and custom maps, because those are the two that I played the most. And like I said, this was like the first real like team tactical shooter that I played. And I feel like what created the trend for these kind of games, you know what I mean? Like, because now you have like Counter-Strike, obviously Counter-Strike 2, you've got Rainbow Six Siege is another tactical shooter. You've got Valorant for sure, and that's one that I played a lot of as well. But yeah, like what made it so fun was the tacticalness, the strategic part of it, right? Like working with a team with comms, especially in that back in the age. Like we were using TeamSpeak
or Skype.
Again, this was the pre-Discord days. There was no Discord.
No.
Okay, not to age myself, but there was no Discord back in the day when I first played Counter-Strike. Okay.
That's crazy that we have to, like, knowing about Discord is the times before Discord.
Think about it, because Counter-Strike actually like officially released in 2000. So that was 25 years ago.
Holy.
Like that's how long it's been.
Making everyone feel old in the
Well, I mean, that's how it is. Like this is we're talking about our first shooters, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I got into all this when a good buddy of mine, shout out Mike.
Shout out.
You know, one of my elementary school friends that we're still friends to this day.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Yeah, and you know, we still play games together. You know, we've got kids and stuff like that. We're at that stage of life now, but you know, we're still get together and play games. We played a bunch of Battlefield 6 together.
Nice.
Over the 2 weekends.
Nice.
I think him and I we both clocked total together like 95 hours.
Is he just as sweaty as you are?
No.
Oh.
But he still loves, like, he'll dive like headfirst into games with me. Like he's part of the group that plays like Monster Hunter with me, Battlefield. He played Tarkov. Like he's willing to jump in and play, but he just doesn't care about the competitive grind like I do.
Ah, I see.
But what happened was he got the Half-Life Platinum Collection back in the day, and this is a retail package bundle of Valve titles, including Half-Life 1, Game of the Year Edition, Opposing Force, Team Fortress Classic, Blue Shift, and Counter-Strike.
Nice.
This came out in 2002, and that's when I first started playing Counter-Strike. I checked because I was like, how old is my Steam account? Because that's what all this is coming from. To play Counter-Strike, 1.6, I think, was when it was mandatory to have a Steam account.
Wow.
And so I made one, and I thought this was going to be a flex because if you know about anything about Steam IDs, when you create your account, you get a unique Steam like friend code.
Yes.
And that is like the age or like number of accounts that like you made at that point.
Right.
Right. So if you have like 165022251, like that's you're that place.
Over the lifetime of Steam, that's the number.
I have a 6-digit code. So I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm definitely like I go. And then talked to one of the founders here, Chuck, which you saw in the previous episode. I was like, yeah, I've got a 5-digit code. I'm like, oh dang, like I can't even flex this at the studio here because there's going to be a few of them that have the 5-digit code.
Yeah,
like
they've been with it since the very beginning.
Anyways, I started in CS 1.4 because my buddy Mike had the extra code that he gave me, and I got title entitlement for all of them. And then, but really the peak of it all was in 1.6, which was released in 2003. This is when, like I said, you used the Steam servers. It added new guns like the FAMAS. I'm probably pronouncing this wrong, but the Galil, there we go, and the Riot Shield. Riot Shield is just stupid. Like you just rock it with a pistol and just I mean Siege has that too. Right?
I know, but you always hate the Riot Shield.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Everybody hates.
Annoying.
Sorry,
it's
guys.
Annoying.
People who play with Riot Shields. Everybody hates them. I'm sorry. Everybody hates.
It was annoying though. It was definitely annoying when it first rolled out because everyone was using it, and then so that was the 1.6 was the last official release of OG CS, and it spawned a number of classic maps that are, I think, still played to this day, right? D Dust 2, D Train, D Aztec, etc. But what also made Counter-Strike super fun for me and my friends is that anytime, so this is also the back, again, aging myself here because we used to go to the internet cafe all the time because not all of us had good enough computers or internet speed. Well, like this is, it got better by the time we got throughout high school. But like in the earlier days, we'd go over to Richmond.
Yes.
And there'd be these like internet cafes on Saturdays from $5 from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. You could play all day.
$5?
$5. You could play all day.
That's a steal.
And so we would play Battlefield 2, we would play Counter-Strike, we'd play StarCraft, Warcraft.
Yep.
Like whatever the flavor of the month, that like whatever big multiplayer game, we'd jump on and play from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Wow.
And then you can also order food. How they made money was the food and drinks. So we'd order like food and drinks throughout the day, and then we'd go out and get dinner somewhere, and then everyone would head home, right?
Oh, I see. Nice.
But we would play a lot of maps like FY Iceworld, which anyone who's played Counter-Strike, you'll know this map. It's like a square box with like 3 lanes.
Yeah.
And that's it. And like a little bit of cover, and that's it. So it's like you can go from one end to the map to the other in 10 seconds.
Right.
But what made it fun is that these rounds would last maybe a minute and a half, which like actually, if you look at it, Valorant, each round is a minute and a half.
Okay.
Right? I think Counter-Strike, I want to say it's 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. I can't exactly remember. Maybe it's a minute and a half. I don't know. We'll get the actual time pop up here.
Yes.
But the point is that at its core, it was so basic but straightforward and made it so much fun because we just hop on each side, balance it however we need to.
Yeah.
And then there's weapons spawn in front of you. You just grab whatever you can, and then you just go straight at fighting each other.
Yeah, just go.
And you can do the risky play of going straight to the middle to buy like stuff, or you can wait till the end of the round and quickly buy stuff in the middle. And so that made it a lot of fun. And then there was also like another map called Op Map, which is like everyone is on the opposite sides of each other with some circular cover.
Yep.
And it had the Op sniper rifle, right? And you just grab it and try to like just shoot each other as fast as you can. So we played a lot of that, and it was so much fun.
Are you good at the Op?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Like I would say like I'm not bad with like the scout sniper, which I think is the Marshall in Valorant for anyone who's not familiar with Counter-Strike but is familiar with. And actually, funny enough, the operator gun, which I'm sure Riot named, this speculation, it's not a fact, I'm just assuming, but they named it the operator so they can call it an op gun, similar to Counter-Strike calls it op, but it's AWP with Counter-Strike.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I'm not like the streamers who can like snipe and then quickly dash out and then like.
Well, I always I think it's Dust 2.
Probably long corridor.
The long corridor, and then there's that the wooden door that's kind of peeked open.
Yeah.
Peek and op as they're crossing over.
Yeah. There's that. Yeah, you're right. There's that corridor. Yeah, that's more in the middle of the map. That splits the map between the 2 bomb sites.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
See.
Yeah, there we go. And so like what made it a lot of fun is that I would play with people regularly, and it got to a point where we as a group decided to compete in the Cyber Athlete Amateur League, or the CAL League, as some old heads would maybe remember at this point, right? And this was the amateur arm of the Cyber Athlete Pro League that existed. That was part of I'd say the early days of true like big team esports, right?
Yeah.
Because like from what I've read, like just looking into this again, a lot of the CAL Cyber Athlete Amateur League invite, which was like the top tier of the amateur league, a lot of the folks will recognize each other's usernames just from like the fact they played each other so much all the time. It's such a small pool, and I'm not saying I was good at that point. Like we joined the CAL Open, which was like open to anyone to register, and we didn't win outright, but we got to move up to CAL Intermediate.
Nice.
That was really cool as a high school kid.
Yeah.
And then we proceed to get stomped like throughout CAL IM. Because I guess like you think about CAL Open, like you're going to get a wide range of skills. And I guess we just got lucky enough to get enough wins to move up. And then once we got to CAL IM, we got destroyed. Right? And I was like, this is cool. I'm definitely not like an esports material player. And then, League of Legends, MOBA games started becoming popular at that point. And we just kind of pivoted off Counter-Strike at that point. But what's cool about CAL was that you can go from CAL Open to Intermediate to Main to Premier and then to Invite, right? Like CAL I was the cream of the crop for the North American scene back in the day. Pulling back from that, like Counter-Strike and so on, like it's such a wild ride. From 1998 was when the first mods started popping up, and in 2000 being the official release, you had to go from Counter-Strike to Counter-Strike Condition Zero.
Yep.
Right? Which is same engine, but like single player campaign, additional maps, quality of life. And then moved over to Counter-Strike Source, which was the first Source engine, first edition of the Source engine, which was big graphical overhaul. But it had gameplay very similar to 1.6. That was the intention behind it. I think it was Turtle Rock Studios or Turtle something that was behind that. And they wanted to make it as like similar, like one-to-one as possible, so that when people are switching from it, they're not like, there's no like community outroar or like, or any talks about like, oh, why are we switching to this? Like, stick with OG CS 1.6.
It needs to feel the same.
It did. And then obviously the one that everyone knows, CSGO, Global Offensive, that was the big overhaul to the game, maps, mechanics, not so much mechanics, but like a lot of the movement and changes came with CSGO. And then finally, Valve moved everything over to Counter-Strike 2, which was the Source 2 engine, which is good for the baseline and start of Counter-Strike, right? So yeah, I mean, CS really set the stage for esports, right? Like it's still to this day a big competitive.
Oh, it's huge.
Huge. But then you could say that like this is what fueled into stuff like Rainbow Six Siege, like I said, and probably the most faithful, I want to say, of like all the shooters that came after Counter-Strike, which is Valorant. that's what it boils down to. Like that was my, Counter-Strike was my first real love into shooters. And now like this point, like I played a lot of Battlefield 6 for the open beta. I played a lot of Battlefield 3 and I played a lot of Escape from Tarkov.
A lot of Tarkov.
A lot of Tarkov. I love Tarkov.
I know you do. He tried to get me into Tarkov. And,
I mean, we played it.
I would play it again.
We played a decent amount. We did the PvE mode, which was a lot easier to get into, I'd say, for y'all.
I guess.
But I played a lot of the PvP mode as well. I do love playing Tarkov. That's, again, one of the highest highs. And
I'm surprised, though, because that's, you're collecting and you're doing
But you know what makes it? It's the tension.
Yeah,
it's always
you like tension. The tension.
Right? The tension of, like, getting a high-value loot and, like,
putting
it in your butt, which sounds funny if you've never played it, but you'll understand if you play it because you get there's a secure container.
I'm going to clip that too.
There's a secure container that you can put valuable loot in.
Yes.
And then take it out. But if you don't survive with it, it doesn't count as found in raid, which then you can't put on the flea market.
Right.
And so there's consequences not surviving. So like the tension of like having a super high value item loot like on you and trying to escape and not like run into rats, not into run random AI. Worse, like if you run into the map boss, like the boss of the map, like there's so much tension behind that. And then, especially once they added proximity chat, you can like negotiate sometimes passage.
Right.
Like, hey, I gotta get out. I got quest items. Like, I'll give you like some loot that I found. And some people are nice.
Risky.
It is risky, but that's what I mean. But if you know that there's a squad holding an angle to get out, the exit extraction location, like, gotta do what you can, right?
Gotta negotiate.
But yeah, it's the highs and lows of Tarkov that made me really love playing Tarkov.
Yeah. So you like that sort of tension and then high action.
Yeah, right. And that's why I liked Counter-Strike so much because again, the being able to clutch or get a round win, or even winning the match because we outplayed the other team. Like it really like harkened to like, when I played sports too, right? Like I love playing sports because it's the team nature. And it's funny because you say this team because like when we do our like co-op gaming, even though it's team-based, I will wander and like not pay attention.
Yeah.
Again, except for Deep Rock Galactic, because again, it's more action-based and I'm more focused.
I mean, it's also more closer quarters.
It is closer quarters, yeah. Like I can't wander too far away.
No. No.
Not like my early squad days, which
it locked me out of medic and then you just run off.
Again, I've reformed. I've changed.
He has changed.
I've changed.
Yes. If you want to solo, just don't take medic.
Don't worry, I'm not going to anymore. I know. Well, you know why I took medic is because I can heal myself if I'm like wandering. If I'm wandering off by myself.
That's not why you take medic.
I know, but that's why I have taken medic because like,
oh my God,
I can heal myself.
Oh my God,
I've got 9 bandages. And I can have a med pack to like heal myself.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, that's really what I want to talk about. Like that was my first real shooter that I played. It was Counter-Strike. The love and the tension for the game. And the fact that it's still supported and existing now, 25 years later, like it's a huge testament to like the longevity of the game.
And thinking back of just like your career, just in general, it all sort of gravitates towards sport, competition, that sort of thing. So it makes sense that this is where you've ended up.
Yeah. Not saying you have to be loving sports or anything in games.
No.
Really, in game dev, you guys just gotta love games. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
And like again, you don't have to love the specific studio style games. You just have to love playing games. Yes. That's what will really draw you in. Because we have people here who are not, let's say, hardcore shooter fans.
No.
And it gets harder, especially with the studio as you grow bigger, right?
Yeah.
It's obviously a lot easier if you're like a small little indie studio with like 10 people. Okay, you can just get 10 people that like the same kind of game and style. It's easier, but like with our size, with 140 or so, like it's we're gonna get people who fit the skills we need, but also love games in general, right?
Yeah,
and that's totally okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was the same thing when I was working at Relic. Like there are definitely folks who are not our big strategy RTS fans, and that was okay because they like games. They didn't love that their community person can run circles around a lot of people.
Well, I mean, how can you not love Age of Empires? Come on,
yeah,
that's a classic.
Yeah. There's so many people who've taken their journeys to where they are now to get to where they are here at Offworld. And it's be fun to listen and hear the threads of where you're going. Because, like as much as I love shooters, I also love a lot of strategy games back in the day. I played a lot of RTS games. I played a lot of MOBAs. There's a reason why I worked at strategy-centric places before I got here to Offworld. But these days, I play a lot of shooters.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yeah. Just a lot, like, it's ironic, but it's less taxing to play shooters than it is to play strategy games. You know what I mean?
That's crazy to me.
Well, think about it.
It's more relaxing to play shooters?
I don't know if relax. It's like, okay, what I'm trying to say is like when I play an RTS game, it's either APM spam fest, like, or you have to have really good macro. And so that creates a lot of tension of like timing, like your, like using even Age of Empires, like timing your sheep runs and boar when you hunt boar and when you place a certain thing.
Oh, I didn't realize there was a strategy.
Yeah, there's a strategy to get like a optimal like age up with enough resources so you can propel quickly to age 3, the castle age, right? For example, right? And similar to Age of Empires 4, it's the same thing. There's a macro level to it that if you don't hit it because you either get rushed or you don't find the right resources, can really put you at a disadvantage, right? Or like playing more traditional RTS games like, you know, StarCraft, it's an APM fest. How fast can you quickly jump around and get the right units in place and control the map? Like that's a lot of like stress.
It is.
Again, ironic as it is versus like being shot at all the time and like moving through the map and like, but the thing is you're only focusing on one character. And that's why I love MOBAs so much, because you're only focusing on, well, I mean, there's still a team element, but your main thing you're focusing on. You only got to worry about this
one guy.
Yeah, versus the like, and like I said, we can get into this because I played a lot of MOBAs too, a lot of unhealthy amounts of MOBAs and shooters. And you know what? There's no surprise I made it into the game industry.
No, there really isn't. The more I learn about you, it's really just everything's making sense.
Yeah. But anyways, so that's it for this episode of Offworld Beyond. Please make sure to like, subscribe, follow us, leave a comment if you got any questions or if you'd like to hear more things like this, or if you know, any topics you'd love to hear from us.
Tell us your first person shooter in the comments. I would love to hear what people's, even not even first person shooter. What's your first game that really sort of sparked the magic?
Yeah, the joy of games.
Yeah.
If you haven't, make sure you check out the show notes. All our social medias are there. Join us on Discord. Join us on any of the channels that we push out socials. And yeah, like Luna said, leave a comment about what your first real love of a game is. Doesn't have to be shooters. Love to hear it so we can talk about it. And yeah, we'll continue this with other guests in the studio. You know, not just Luna, but also we got Siege and other folks that will jump in and do this kind of talk. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Luna, for joining me here.
Thank you for sharing your story. It's
and
nice.
That's it. Until next time, we'll catch you on the next episode of Offworld Beyond.